The fight between two southpaw masters will be very technical, and jabbing will be a key essence in this fight, to control distance and timing, and impose the aggression in this fight. So sit back, relax and enjoy the sweet science breakdown. Jabbing will play a key essence in this fight, to control distance and measure engagement, and will dictate the tempo of the fight between Pacquiao and Spence. Spence uses his jab to set up his powerful punches and push his opponent back to the rope, while Pacquiao uses his jab in an untraditional way to close distance and even land huge punches on his opponent. From the first minute, jabbing will play a key essence in this fight. Spence will use his reach to interrupt Pacquiao's timing, and use his jab to land body punches on Pacquiao to keep him at bay and weaken his body, while Pacquiao will use his mastery to counterpunch Spence to close the distance and eliminate the reach advantage. Spence uses his jab to set up traps and pull his opponent towards his punch. He aims his jab above his opponent's head, taking advantage of his reach, and while he is pulling his jab back, he grabs his opponent's head and pulls them towards his punches, where he controls his opponent's movements. He also uses the same technique by grabbing the opponent's arm while he pulls his jab, creating openings in their guard, and then he lands a big body shot. To avoid that, Pacquiao needs to counterpunch Spence's jab. We saw Danny Garcia counterpunching Spence, which gives Pacquiao the potential to counterpunch the truth, enabling Pacman to counter Spence from both stands. Since it's a signature punch for Pacquiao, he can perform it from both hands. And what is remarkable is that Pacquiao adds more power to his counter punches, since he sings his leap step while snapping the punch in a perfect timing. And like a true champion, Spence makes adjustments to Garcia counter by shifting elevation after jabbing, or jab and retreat, which makes him control the fight base again. Spence will be marching forward with his jab, trying to push Pacquiao back to the rope, which can be a tricky situation for Pacquiao, because Spence will try to impose his size and wrestling ability on Pacman. This place is the not preferable place for any Spence opponents, since most of Spence's finishes happened while cornering his opponent into the rope. Spence will be leaning on Pacquiao in this position with his weight, trying to tire him up while launching body punches. And for sure Spence will be more active in this position than Thurman from his last fight with Pacquiao. To avoid that, Pacquiao should hold his ground to interrupt Spence from marching forward by throwing his jab, especially that Spence likes to march forward with his high guard, and one of the favorite jabbing techniques that Pacquiao uses is the slicing jab, compared to the traditional boxer, where they jab the gloves to create an opening. But Pacman slices it in between the guard like a knife, in a vertical way. We recommend you to check our previous video, where we explain Pacquiao's jabbing techniques, compared to boxing. We will leave you the link below, and in the end scene. And what will be a surprising factor to Spence is the distance covered by Pacquiao while slicing his jab. To understand it perfectly, just take a look to this. Pacquiao creates a safe zone illusion of distance for his opponent, which is technically right, but how he masters it? By observing their body motion. Whenever they make a move, he doubles it up very quickly, by generating force from his back foot. At the same time, his front foot is ready to leap up, as if he is jumping, while slicing the guard of his opponent with his jab, by sinking the punch to the target while landing on the ground in a perfect timing, which will add more force to the punch. And what will be a surprising factor is that Pacquiao can slice the guard with combinations. Just in case you missed the first analysis, we will put a link to it in the description below. Pacquiao's speed and mobility can frustrate Spence, since he likes to control his opponent, which will force Spence to pull another jabbing technique from his sleeves to control Pacquiao. Spence will throw a lazy jab to create an opening for his opponent to counter him. While they counter, he will use his jab arm as an underhook, and grab his opponent into a clinch, and drag them to the rope where he wants, and start punishing them.
So, clinching is part of boxing. Excessive clinching is illegal, and you should be fined for it. I don't think it was that much excessive. I mean, you use it as a tactic.
And what will be dangerous for Pacquiao is that Spence will be using the same tactic to lean on him with his weight and tire him up, to slow his movement, or even try to drag him into a knockout punch. Pacquiao's condition has to be at the highest level for this fight, because in case any dip happens, Spence will take advantage of it and put Pacquiao in a bad position. This fight will be a chess match which will keep all the fans on the edge of their seats. Pacquiao should take advantage of the early rounds, since Spence is known to be a slower starter, where he can surprise him with his speed, timing and cutting distance, by shielding up with his double jab while leaping forward in a fast-paced, forcing Spence to retreat back and create an opening for Pacquiao, since Spence always pulls back in a straight line, which can create an opening for Pacquiao for a potential knockdown. Especially that Pacquiao sink each punch with each step, allowing him to shield up with his punches while moving forward. We will cover more technical aspect of this fight in the upcoming analysis.